they've opened my eyes to just the connections that they make with the community, that they're here to be here proactive rather than reactive. That's what they're doing. Seeing that our police officers are willing to invest in our most precious resource, our children, and that they're willing to take time out of their busy schedules and to be a friend, to be a face, educating our children that, you know, police officers are friends. They're also there to mentor, and again, like they can have future aspirations. They're heroes to our community.
Having a police department that's community oriented is huge. And it just doesn't happen in a lot of places in the country. So we have a great advantage of how we can explain our message of why we're a safe community. It's because the police department is very well thought of by the residents, and it's very effective in reaching out into the community.
Our mosque is very active in doing these kind of things, which include not only interfaith dialogue, but also to involve with the city officials. So we have been in contact with the mayor and then the police chief, and I found them very helpful. Actually, there are multiple occasions when we contacted them and they responded immediately.
It's not easy being a police officer. I understand that. To wear that blue uniform takes a lot of pride and respect. We have not been a part of any type of the violent acts that have taken place in our country. And I really commend our police department and Mark itself. I commend him for kind of keeping our borders of Lexington kind of safe from that.
What we did was changed it from coffee with a cop to coffee with the chief. We decided to scale it back and have like 10 to 13 people come out so that everybody would have the opportunity to talk with the chief. And out of having coffee with the chief, the chief has been able to get out into the LGBT community. He's been able to talk with the domestic violence programs. He's been able to have his officers become trained in how to deal with autistic children or adults that they may come in contact with. So it's just become a big event, and the chief has been excellent with working with us on this.
When Orlando happened to the LGBT community, it was as if someone had walked into this sanctuary, this safe place, and had committed this act. One of the great things that the police department did was to bring together the folks involved with the Pride Festival and the other organizations that represent the LGBT community in Lexington, and sit us down to say, what do you need from us? What can we do to make sure that folks in this community feel safe and know that the police department is here to make sure that you are safe?
For us, the meet and greet was really the key, so we didn't feel like it was appropriate to just come and talk to officers and say, this is what autism is, now go out and be an expert. We really wanted it to be a two-part thing, and so the meet and greet was our twist on training, where we have invited officers to come in and just have casual community exchanges with people with autism, so that the people with autism can get that practice the same time officers are getting the practice.
When Antonio was shot here in this park, believe it or not, my younger son saw it on Facebook. There were times when I had thoughts that might not have been the right way. And that's when the police department came in. You had people like Officer Berry. When I decided I wanted to do a peace walk, We Care came in. They said, we'll collaborate with you. And even though I didn't know what I was doing at that time, they were there for me.
We feel safe when we have these kind of responses from our city officials, especially from the police department, especially in these environments which we are living in these days.
That openness, flexibility, and willingness to ask our advice has been really honoring, so we're just really grateful.
Chief, your accessibility to Commerce Lexington, your candor, your interest to want to be a part of our programming, to reach out to those communities that we brought in and help tell the story of Lexington and Central Kentucky has been great. And we appreciate you. We're going to miss you as chief, but we wish you well in your retirement.
You know, if you ask me if I had a complaint about the police department, I don't think I could come up with one. And that shows, and that's from the relationship that the police department is really fostering with the community as a whole.